let me thank Nourish Milwaukee for providing this venue for this very important topic to talk to our community. I want to thank all of my colleagues for joining us. We'll hear, I think, from a couple of others of them in a few minutes, the Honorable Mayor of Milwaukee and our state and county programmers with regard to details about how we're going to respond to the current environment. But I want to say, as your Congresswoman, as a representative from the federal government, notwithstanding the shutdown, it did not have to be this way. There are $5 billion in contingency funds sitting in Washington, D.C. for emergencies, and the administration who has, told us all that they're going to try to do things to hurt Democrats. I don't know, 1 in 8 Wisconsinites are not necessarily Democrats. 1 in 8 people in Wisconsin use the SNAP program. But he knows that Democrats, like me, like the county exec, like the mayor, care about feeding people. And he wants to hurt us, so he's deliberately withholding these funds. Now, $5 billion is not necessarily enough to cover the entire month of November, but it is enough to cover it until maybe November 21st, when there would have to be yet another continuing resolution and an opportunity for Republicans to sit down with Article 1 of the Constitution, to which I was duly elected to represent you and to talk about the going forward on our budget. So it just didn't have to happen. All you out there who are worried about not getting your SNAP, that same black Sharpie that the president used to hire those contractors to tear up the Rose Garden and the East Wing, that same Sharpie could have authorized the release of the $5 billion. That same black Sharpie that sent $40 billion to Argentina could have been used, not that we move funds around, but of course we're in a lawless state of affairs right now. Unauthorized monies being paid for this and that. Those are also monies that coulda, shoulda, woulda, oughta, might have been used to prevent people from going to their mailbox today, tomorrow, and finding that their premium increases are going to go up. And it depends on where you live, but a really good guess is about 114%. And so what that means, really, if you're a family of 4 and maybe you were getting I talked to someone from Madison the other day, couple with a couple of boys, age 10 and age 7. They were paying $450 a month for a silver family plan for their family. That plan will go up to $470, $450 plus $800. That's $1,250 a month for their family plan. And so they'll have to make some decisions. I don't know, where else they can cut in their budget, but it will more likely mean that they might pay the premium this month and finally find themselves crossing their fingers and praying that nothing happens. And if one of their boys, God forbid, breaks an arm or something, they'll rush them to the emergency room. And that will just pile on to the billions, to the tens of billions of dollars of uncompensated care that we will all be paying for. SNAP is a life-saving commodity for families. And the fact that the President of the United States, his public schedule, he's back in the White House for his Halloween trick-or-treat events. Stop tricking us, Donald Trump. Americans are not looking for candies, they're looking for basic food. They're looking for $2 per meal, per person. And you could take that same black Sharpie and just release those funds immediately. It has nothing to do with a shutdown. But earlier this year, the so-called clean CR, they cut $186 billion worth of SNAP out of that. Ain't nothing clean about that. And so I am imploring the president, the master of the art of the deal, now that you're back from Asia, as soon as you finish carving those pumpkins, I want you to sign the bill to release those emergency funds.